Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome back. Welcome to. My name is Joe Josh. I go by iChart Daily. Today is May 1st, 2025, and in today's video, we're going to be going over what I said in the last video 9 days and 3 weeks ago and what is playing out in the charts now, cuzzies. So first things first, this is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. I have been doing technical analysis for literally 17, 18 years. I have been trading and investing in crypto for almost 11, 12 years. I have experienced multiple halvenings and cycles, and because of that, I formed very thick skin to the BS, the news, the ones that lie all the time. What I'm trying to do is regurgitate all of the information that I have obtained over these years and put it in a 10, 15, 20-minute video. So in today's video, let's recap. We'll go over Bitcoin. I will make another video later on Solana, XRP, and Chainlink. I do see some things playing out in the chart. But first things first, I trust charts over people, right? You could see here 9 days ago, I said some bullish things were playing out. I said 3 weeks ago, I said there's some bullish things forming. And what did I see? So first things first, what we're looking for, let's delete everything. Whew, what a call, right? What we saw on a 3-day chart was a double bottom, right? We saw a double bottom in price at 77,777, but we were seeing bullish market structure out of the indicators, okay? If you could master divergences, you are total king because you're getting in and out at the swing changes, right? When the market is telling you one thing, but the indicators are telling you another thing, that's what I'm talking about, right? So right here, we were getting a golden cross out of a 3-day MACD, showing us that we could at least go flat, right? Your RSI, I always explain to you guys, there's 4 sections, right? Most bullish, A+. This is A, this is B, this is B minus. You never want your asset in B or B minus. That's when you have potential to make lower lows or the same lows. Same thing with your RSI being below the moving average. You always want it to be above the moving average, making higher highs and higher lows, especially in section A. And we saw this double bottom, or actually higher low, coming out of the RSI, right? You saw the double bottom out of the MACD. Your stochastic RSI went from extreme, horrible momentum to above the 50, and all of the stars aligned, right? When I'm looking for a trend change, that's exactly what I'm telling you. RSI above moving average, making higher highs closer to the 50 line. Once it broke the 50 line, we were off to the races, lining that up with a golden cross and your stochastic above the 50. We went from 82,000 up to 96,000. So with that being said, what am I looking for now? If you remember me saying this was going to be a key resistance level, right? And we went up to this 91,000. We broke above. We stayed there for, you could see, 6 days. And we used what was resistance as present support. Now, one thing I want to teach you is, once again, when you have a previous trend, right, and you come back into the trend, you have a very high probability of using the other side as either support or resistance. In this case, we've broken through resistance, right? This was support and was being used as resistance. Now it's being used as support. Well, the previous resistance is up here at 106,000. Now, once again, waves, right? Everything will happen in waves. I do think our next major level that we need to break is 99,242. The reason why I say that is because that's what the markets told us last time. We had a very hard time breaking it here, using it as support, using it as support, using it as resistance. I could bet money that 99,000, this range over here, is going to be your next level, right? And then we would like to see another higher low back at like these levels here, like 94 to 95,000, showing us that we have another leg up potentially to 105,000. They keep saying May, June, July. The summer is usually a good time for the market. People are in better moods compared to waking up and it being freezing cold here in New York. July comes around, etc., etc. So let's analyze, right? What am I looking to see how far, etc., right? Monthly chart. Why? I was always taught long-term trends predict short-term outcomes. If your monthly is good, that'll lead to your weekly is good. If your weekly is good, that'll lead to your daily is good. If your daily is good, that'll lead to your 4 hour to your 1 hour, your 1 hour to your 30, 15, 10 plan, right? So, as you can see, we did not death cross the same way we did not death cross here, and we are opening up. Great sign. Here's the kicker, okay? As you can see in my last couple of videos, I mentioned we made a higher low, showing me that we could come up into this apex moment, right? We did this. Let's change it because the moving average is white, right? So we made a higher low, but we also made a lower high. And I said this could be a huge 2, 3, 4 months. Yeah, we could still form a bearish market structure and form another lower high on the macro, form hidden bearish divergence, showing us that eventually closer to the end of this year, I do think the run is over. And I do think we could potentially be bearish in 2026, 27, or middle of 2026, 27, and then 28 when May, the next halvening, comes around. Once again, the trend is your friend till the end. The trend is, that's just the way the timeline goes. So we're at this apex moment, right? And the first thing I notice is the moving average is now touching the, the RSI is now touching the moving average. Do we break? Do we break and go into parabolic mode, right? That's if we go to 106 to 125,000. It's on the table, and I'll explain. So in understanding the importance, right, and the reason why I say that, I've taught you this chart. I've taught you this pattern. I've told you to print this out and put it in front of you. If we go up and get rejected by the 70 and come back down the moving average, something like this, it's lights out towards September, October, December. You can see here, right, this was August all the way to January. This could be March all the way to September. And that lines up, September, October, November. So I will set an alert here on the monthly at, let's just say right above 67.59. I'm curious if we break that. I'm also going to set an alert at the 70.33, showing me that we are at extreme greed levels. Not financial advice, but you probably should be taking profit if you're seeing rejection around the, let's just say 73 to 74 on the monthly RSI. As of right now, we still have at least 1, 2, 3 months of bullish continuation. Next, the weekly. Shout out to myself for calling this again. Once again, go with the trend. And I mentioned that this was our support line. This was our support safety line. We bounced here back in August 23, went up. We bounced here in July 24 and went up. We came down and bounced here March 25. The most important thing is, once again, a lower high situation, right? That's never a good thing when your prices are making higher highs in the swings, right? This one went from 73 to 109, but this RSI swing went from 87 to 76. Now, you have a negative positive confluence. You always want to see that lower high on the macro to identify hidden or bullish divergence aligning with your MACD wave. And unfortunately, the MACD made a higher high. So that RSI making a lower high is like, all right, we still got to watch it, but it's not confluenced with your MACD. So it's like we could still go to about 25. And the reason why I keep saying that number is we look very bullish right now, right? We've broken above the moving average. We've made a higher low, right? 1, 2. This is now our higher high. If we come back down, have a small consolidation, and use the moving average as support like we usually do during a continuation, that's just a small pullback. You're still in section A, above the 50, below the 70, showing you that this is a beautiful play, right? You turn on your moving averages, you use that as support when your RSI is above the moving and above the 50. So if we were to have a little, we go up to, let's just say that number I said before, the 99, and you have a small consolidation, your moving average is going to be your line in the sand showing you that you have room to grow, right? And that's like your support level. Stochastic, also bullish, right? This is another momentum indicator. When you're below the 20, not the best time. When you go up to the 50 and get rejected, not the best time. You want it breaking above the 50 with room to grow to the 70, and you want your asset above, technically, the 80 line. Not my opinion. You could look in the past here. Every time you were above the 80, it was green, 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 green. Every time we were below the 20, it was red, 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 right? Going up to the 50 will show us that we go up to 109,000. If we stop at the 50, we stop. If we break, we go up higher. The reason why I think we potentially have a lot more room to grow is because your MACD is also golden crossing above your zero line. If you have your MACD swing waves above the zero line, that means your next candles that are going to be printing are going to be retesting the candles to the left. So your next level here is 99,616, then it's 102,871, then it's 106,191. Once again, not my opinion. Let's look in the past. When this golden cross, we broke above and we broke the 50 candles. Right? Boom. Retested the 68.7. Next candle, 73 here. And then after that, it was off to the races. That's when I would use a Fibonacci, to see certain selling points when there's no previous selling pressure to the left, right? If we're in uncharted territory, you need to use a tool that'll help you. And that's why I keep saying the 120-something thousand, because you go to the fib, you would go from your high of 109, bring it to the low of 74, and you could see here your 1.618 is 130,000, but I always want to teach you guys that there are lines in between these big lines. You can see here, like they're all close together, and all of a sudden it goes from 109 to 130. Let's be realistic. At that point, there's going to be a ton of people taking profit because, once again, if you remember me saying 15.5, 17.5, 13.5, I mean, these people from here are up a cool 457%. At this first level of 121, that's 600%. At 130,000, that is 768%. That's that. Let's zoom into the daily and show you this trend. Short-term trend, baby. So trend line, you go from 1 to 3. I was talking to my boy Frank, saying that if we stop here, this could be the bottom. If we didn't stop here, we were going to go all the way back down to, let's just say, 87,000. But because the long-term trend remains bullish, once again, above, in a golden structure, weekly, about the golden cross, above the moving average, above the zero line, above the histogram, above the 50. These are check boxes on the bullish sides, cuzzy. So you go to your daily, you're expecting more higher lows and higher highs, and you can see here we have perfectly, if you go to a 12-hour, there you go. So here's your upward rising channel. I would do this. If it looks too difficult to see where your next levels are going to be, continue zooming out to see where there were reversal candles, wicks, etc., etc. I like it on a 3-day. You could see right there, cuzzy. Go to this horizontal ray. You could see 99,246. 102,453. Then you could zoom in to see if there are previous levels, in between there. Like I could see 97,671. Most traders will teach you to use 6 levels for an entry, 6 levels for an exit so that you catch it, right? I like to use 3. I'm good at calling ranges because it just comes out to me easier for some reason, just my experience, right? So it's easier for me to identify 99 and 102, and then maybe I'll probably choose like 97, 826, something like that, depending on when you got in, right? If you got it at 94, you're looking at, once again, right here. So that's 4%, 5%, 8%. If you're using leverage, your liquidation price should be below 92,483. What I mean by that is, depending on the exchange you use, the higher the leverage you use, the liquidation price of the play going the opposite way will be closer to your strike price. Identifying the swings and the most recent lows, you should use the most amount of leverage that the exchange will give you as long as it works with the play. For instance, a 2x leverage right now, your liquidation price might be literally 77,000 or even 74,000, way below your most recent macro low. But once again, we went from 74, came up, higher low to 83, higher low to 92. Now that your momentum is going up, why would you use a 2x leverage when you could use a 30x or a 40x, as long as the exchange is showing you your liquidation price is below 92,680, right? Your low right here. This is not financial advice, but once again, I don't like to chase green candles, but you could have a pullback once again from here to here is 1%, 3%, 5%. That's the video. I love you guys. What will I be watching now? If you're a day trader, swing trader, not necessarily scalp. If you're a day trader, you're watching the 4-hour, making sure your MACD is golden crossing, make sure your RSI is above the moving average, as well as above the 50 line, stochastic above the 50. As you can see, you already kind of missed this pump, obviously. On the 1-hour, same thing. I'm always looking for the swing changes on the 4-hour, and then I'm lining that up with golden crosses, a break above the moving average for the RSI, and making sure the stochastic is above the 50. I would have opened up my play here. Opened up the play right here. Okay, right here. So I would have missed 93 to 94,000, but I would have waited for the confirmation of a golden cross, your RSI breaking above the 50, then using it as support, stochastic breaking, coming back down, and then golden crossing again right here, April 30th at 8 p.m. That's the video. Love you guys. As of right now, we're heading up. Everything is too overbought, in my opinion. I'd be looking for a pullback on the hourly, and then everything that I just told you, playing out again. So golden cross on the hourly. Well, actually, the golden cross already happened. If this was to continue to go up, I'd wait for the stochastic to come down, stay above the 80, and then again golden cross while your RSI is above the moving average, while your MACD is still in a bullish structure, showing you that you have another couple candles to pop up. That's the video. Love you guys. Any comments, questions, concerns, leave it in the comments section. Shout out to you guys for the support. Shout out to you guys for listening. Shout out to you guys for trusting charts over people. I'm constantly getting Discord messages. You were right. You were right. I wasn't right. The chart was right. Right. I just want to say that when anyone can do this, right? It doesn't matter where you are in the world, what religion, your pronouns, your sex, the whole nine. Anyone can do this as long as you can sit back, sit on your hands, and wait for the chart to show you certain things. I am constantly looking for golden crosses on longer time frames to show me that the longer time frame chart, the longer time frame swing is changing. I'm constantly looking at an RSI to see, is the blue line above the yellow or below? Is the blue line and the yellow above the 50 or below? The stochastic, is the blue above the yellow? Is the blue above the yellow in section A, section B, section C, section D? If the stars align, and they are right now, this is a very simple play for someone to just buy Bitcoin. It's just that simple. When the MACD is coming down, it's a trend indicator, brother. You know what I'm saying? MACD coming down, we were going down. MACD coming down, we were going down. MACD goes up, we go up, right? Line that up with, line that up with everything that I just taught you. Are we in a bullish structure on the MACD? Is the RSI above the moving average or below? Are we forming higher lows, higher highs? Are we close to the 70 line, right? These are all things. As of right now, we have room to grow for the next couple of weeks, at least to the 70 line. I would say that. Once we hit the 70, if that's at 106, 108,000, not financial advice, but I trust charts over people. And I take profit when the RSI says it's overbought, and I dollar cost average when the RSI says it's extremely oversold. That's the video. Love you guys. Enjoy the day.